Carried out by the IODE Bahamas, it is generally considered that the forming of the Bahamas Red Cross Society is one of their greatest and most worthwhile achievements. Of course, there were many IODE members who joined up for active service during the Second World War, and amongst them were Rosemary Appleyard, née Kelly, who was initially a driver with the Mechanised Transport Corps during the London Blitz, and then joined the Women's Auxiliary Air Force, the WAFs. And Wanklin served as an aircraft woman second class, also with the WAFs. Rosalie Knowles joined the Women's Land Army, and Jean Sweeting joined Queen Alexandra's Imperial Military Nursing Service and served with the 98th British General Hospital in Bari, Italy, between 1943 and 1946. Amongst the hundreds of documents I found in the cabinet was the original Royal Air Force file, which included the history of the RAF in Nassau during the Second World War, written by Flight Lieutenant Jack Leslie Hunt, RAF, and also the history of the RAF cemetery on Farrington Road. I have included all of this in the book, as well as the RAF's Roll of Honour, which lists all the officers and men of the United Nations forces laid to rest or officially reported missing while based in Nassau. It also includes the story of the 6 Czechoslovakian airmen who were killed in action in Nassau and buried at the RAF cemetery, and how a symbolic exhumation was arranged, but sadly this did not go to plan, since the Communists took control of Czechoslovakia in 1948, and the urns were forgotten about for over 40 years. It would not be until 1998 that the 6 airmen finally had a fitting resting place in the Czech Republic. IODE members were very active throughout this period, running the canteens and also helping with the much-needed maintenance at the cemetery, working with the original cemetery committee of Mrs. Frederick Segrist, Mrs. Percy Malcolm and Mrs. James Bush. In June 1945, at the suggestion of the Duchess of Windsor, the IODE Bahamas was officially asked to take over the maintenance of the cemetery, and an RAF cemetery committee was formed under the watchful eye of Chairwoman Mrs. R.M. Miller. Throughout the years, Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip visited the cemetery, and in 1955 Princess Margaret planted a Princess Bougainvillea donated by Mr. Segrist. I certainly remember the Queen's visit in 1994. There was a shortage of flowering shrubs at the cemetery, and it all looked very bare and forlorn. So the committee made an executive decision and asked all members to collect as many hibiscus flowers as they could from their own gardens, and we would then pin them to the flowerless shrubs, thereby creating a splash of colour for Her Majesty. So, an hour or so before the royal visitors arrived, myself and Barbara Brown, dressed in all our finery, were busy pinning individual hibiscus flowers to the empty branches. Suddenly, I heard a very officious voice from behind. "Mrs. Lloyd, step away from the hibiscus and turn around slowly." Trembling, I thought, this is it. I'll be taken away to the tower, and I'll never see my family again. As I turned around to see the shiny black boots, the camouflage trousers and tunic of a seriously armed officer wearing those Secret Service shades, whose expression then suddenly turned to a cheeky grin, as I realised he was my good friend, who happened to be the only explosives expert in the country, and he was obviously carrying out his security check at the cemetery. No, he was supposed to come tonight. Anyway, Dom, thank you for that unforgettable fright. We certainly couldn't get away with doing anything like that these days. In 1998, I took over from Miss Barbara Brown as chairwoman of the Nassau War Cemetery Committee, as it later became known, and we continued to look after its maintenance on behalf of the Commonwealth War Graves Commission until 2003. Many relatives of those airmen buried at the cemetery have visited their loved ones, and I have certainly met many dignitaries from all over the world, but the most poignant memories are those visits made by family members visiting the graves of their relatives for the very first time. In 1963, a letter was received simply marked, "Lady Caretakers of the RAF Cemetery," and this was from a mother in Liverpool, England, whose son was a 19-year-old airman killed in action in Nassau and buried at the cemetery. She had waited all those years to make the special journey to see her son's grave, and I know the IODE would have certainly looked after her. I could certainly appreciate the emotions behind these visits, as I took my own mother to the First World War cemetery in France, where my great-uncle is commemorated. Sadly, he had no grave, as his body was never recovered, but as the first family members in almost 100 years to visit the site, it made me realise what an important role we had to play at the Nassau War Cemetery. Sadly, by 2003, we had so few members left, and it was becoming difficult to find volunteers who were able to make the visits. So the decision was taken to hand over to the CWGC with the proviso that we would continue to assist them at any time in the future. On going through all the incredible documents relating to the RAF in Nassau, I also discovered interesting family connections. My husband's uncle was RAF Wing Commander John Alexander, number 113 South Atlantic Wing, and he was based at Oaks Field. He wrote a letter in 1944 regarding the only South African airman buried in the cemetery, Flight Lieutenant John Owen, DFC. 59 years later, I would also become involved with the same matter when the then President of South Africa visited the Bahamas in 2003 and wished to see the grave of Flight Lieutenant Owen. We also discovered that my husband's uncle John Wolfe of the Post Engineers was the architect for the gates at the Lich Gate at the cemetery. Now, just as a little sidebar here, I would actually like to introduce Monique Wilshcombe, who is the curator for the newly discovered RAF bunker on the site of the old Oaksfield Air Base, now the QE Sports Centre. She has to leave shortly, so I'm just going to allow her to say a few words about this exciting new find. Monique?
Thank you so very much, ladies and gentlemen, for having me here this evening. I was so excited finding out about this project, and then also to be able to work with Jane and get some information, some much needed information. So the RAF training bunker is on the property of the Queen Elizabeth Sports Center. When the airfield was decommissioned in the late 60s, the property just went to disuse, and it was used for various entertainment and entertainment ventures and what have you. But the bunker itself just seemed to have been forgotten. There was a fire in '54 that took down the tower, and there's only the base of the bunker that remains. We have one photo, and we have that photo because of Paul Arana, who provided a whole lot of information for us as we got started with our first soft exhibit on aviation in December. So what we were able to do was we were able to restore the bunker, and it has all of its original parts, which are essentially concrete floor and ceiling. We had to reinforce the upper grounds, and we had to raise the floor that has been risen about 5-6 feet. And we installed the reclaimed floors from the Kendall Isaacs Gymnasium. And we decided that this space had far too many stories to tell, that we could not leave it just unused and disused as it has been. So the vision for this bunker is to create a museum where we can continue to tell the story of the Royal Air Force persons that trained there. We can tell the story of the Bahamas and its role in the World War II, and also to tell the aviation story that is integral to the space, because Harry Oakes, when he died, he left some 600 acres that are supposed to be used for recreational sports. And we are now actively using some 400 plus acres, where we have some 12 different facilities that are active or in the process of being rebuilt for use for the Bahamian public. But we also want to fill a void that we have created, which I'm finding as I'm trying to find more information, is no one seems to be collecting the sports story. So the bunker will serve three functions. It will tell the story of World War II, it will tell the story of aviation in the Bahamas, and it will tell the story of sports as we continue. Now the space is very small, they can sit in here very easily. I think probably like 2 or 3 of the bunkers can fit in this space. So the goal is it's going to be a lot of technology that we're using. So most of the information that we have will be electronic. We have touch screens so that you can pull up files. You can be able to review the photographs as we collect. We're also collecting oral stories from those that can still remember. So we can have those accessible for persons that are interested in doing more research. So we're collecting a library of information, and we are hoping that members of the Historical Society would be willing and able to share some of their memories, some of their information, and any artifacts that you will have. Please come on down. Come and check out the space. We are there weekdays, 9 to 5, most often after 5, as I'm on my way back to the bunker now. But come in and walk through the space, get a feel of the space. We will have we're working towards a large exhibit in November, which will be the Bahamas' first to the world in sports. So it's a broad area for us to cover, but we're trying to collect as many firsts for Bahamians in international sports as we can. And along the way, we have smaller exhibits that we will display over the year. We're getting ready to open cricket in the Bahamas, which will be on the 13th of February. So that exhibit should be completed by then. So we welcome you to come. Don't wait until the 13th of February to come down. You can come down at any time and walk the space and share any memories that you may have of the space. Thank you so very much for your time and your attention.